Welcome back to the channel. We are still out here in Colorado again at Apex, and this time we have the Santa Cruz Tallboy. This thing's on loan from Todd Tang, and it is sweet. It is the budget baller build. He did an amazing job of finding things on Jensen to build this thing out, so we'll go through that. First up, Todd wanted this to be a cross-country bike. It's replacing a hardtail, so he had hoped to keep it light and fast. This is the CC frame. He went with the Fox 34 fit damper for the lockout and simplicity, and you can still find these with a pretty heavy markdown. Next, wheels. We have the DT Swiss XMC 1501. It's hard to find a more reliable wheel at this weight. Where weight wasn't a concern, we have the Hayes Dominion brakes. I can't argue with that, and if you know what you like, you know what you like. There's a full one-up cockpit with bar, stem, and seat post. Lastly, the non-transmission SRAM Axis drivetrains and these outgoing race-faced cranks were heavily discounted earlier in the summer. Overall, a solid spec built completely out of closeouts. All right, so how does the Santa Cruz Tallboy climb? Well, I have a lot of experience on this bike, not on this exact one, but I had been wanting to do a review on it because I really liked the way it rode in the past, and it's pretty much how I remember. It's kind of in between that Transition Smuggler and the Yeti SB that I rode as far as the body position. It's not as stretched out, but it's not as upright. Does a good job with switchbacks because of that. It is light, which is sweet. The weight is more comparable to the SB 120 lunch ride, but overall it is just a bit of a rocket up the hill. I feel like the SB 120 maybe slightly faster, but the efficiency really feels about the same, and the lightweight is a nice feeling that I'm pretty confident this seems like it's probably slightly lighter. And then as far as traction, again, I'd probably put that pretty on par with that SB, maybe slightly more. Both bikes do just a really good job of getting you to the top of the hill. Oops, had to replace the battery. Let's give this another go. Descending the Tallboy falls somewhere between the Evil Following and the Yeti SB 120 lunch ride. It's a bit more on top than the Following, but nowhere near the downcountry body position of the Yeti. Letting it rip down fast trails or into the rocks, the Dual 29er eats it up. You do notice a bit more wincing than the Evil, and you certainly feel the end of the travel more often. It's been a while since I rode this trail. Todd had this bike set up with a nice high front end that liked to pop and get off the ground, in the way I find many of the Santa Cruz bikes do. Cornering was quite good. The suspension liked to be pushed through the corner, but again, that feeling of being higher on the bike kept it from the Evil or 5010's high scores. Glad I'm in front and Todd can't see that. Who's this bike for? Well, like the Evil Following or Commensal Tempo, this bike is for the trail rider that wants something quick and nimble, but still wants to have fun on the downhill. That was a good one. It offers a much more in-the-bike ride rather than that on-the-top feeling of some downcountry bikes. It's the difference between an XC guy wanting a trail bike and a trail bike guy wanting an XC bike, in all the right ways. The attention to detail is part of what makes the Santa Cruz special, and it's no different here. While this bike had more rattle than I'm used to on the down, I'm convinced that with a little tweaking it could be remedied, and there was no creaking to be heard of on the climb. And with this bike being a few seasons old, at this point there is certainly value to be found, whether you're picking up a complete for an easy 20% off on Jensen USA or trying to build your dream bike. Deals are around if you're looking. So how does this fare in the Loam library? The Loam score is 42 out of 50, putting it here amongst other 120 to 130 bikes. The body position is more trail than cross country and felt really good. Then there is the efficiency and traction trade-off, leaning slightly towards efficiency but not sacrificing. This all makes quick work of switchbacks and the climb overall. Descending is a bit compromised, but in the rough and around corners it fares well, with steeps and jumps still okay, but for better or worse, 120 mils is capable enough. Lastly, Santa Cruz's quality and attention to detail is just about as good as it gets, and while this particular bike was a pretty good value, it'd be hard to put together another one like it. Final thoughts. Up until recently, I've strayed away from bikes like the Tallboy and 5010. They are super fun, but due to my area, I wanted to make sure I had the capability. However, these bikes make a great companion to your freeride or enduro bike, and not everyone's home trails look like mine. For those people, I'm really impressed with how these short travel bikes keep improving on the downhill and recently stopped making all the sacrifices while climbing. If you want a bike to cover ground without sacrificing fun, look no further. Or if you want to complement your quiver with something to tease out the fun of those mellower trails, the Tallboy delivers. Fun, check. Fast, check. What more could you want? Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. New videos drop every Friday. I posted the Loam library to the community section so everyone can take a closer look. I'll try to keep things updated as fast as I can. Jensen USA's Black Friday sale is already going, so check it out if you need anything for yourself or gifts for the holidays. Now's the time. Get out there, go fast, and take chances. See you next week. Excuse me. Thank you. Have fun.